guys, welcome back to another episode of Strange Days, where we look at stories of unsolved and solved murders and disappearances throughout Canada. If you have a case you'd like me to cover, please email me at strangedays0000@outlook.com. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll be uploading a new video each week. Thanks and enjoy. The mysterious unsolved disappearance of Lisa Marie Young. Lisa Marie Young was born in Nanaimo, BC on May 5, 1981, to Don Young and Marlene Joanne Martin. Lisa was the oldest of three siblings, having two younger brothers, Robin and Brian. Lisa was an Aboriginal woman like her mother Marlene, who was a member of a First Nations tribe on Vancouver Island, BC. Lisa had grown up in Nanaimo and enjoyed rollerblading, basketball, and water sports. Lisa was very involved in the community as well. Lisa was very close with her family, who described her as being a hard-working, independent woman. Friends described her as bubbly and outgoing. Friends and family also stated that Lisa was very confident and caring, and people were drawn to her amazing personality. Lisa had hopes of becoming a television sports broadcaster one day. In June of 2002, Lisa was getting ready to start a new job at a call center, as well as move into her own apartment, which her father Don was helping her move into. On June 29, 2002, Lisa was at her parents' home and left around 11 p.m. to go out with several friends to a nightclub called Jungle, which is now known as Club 241. They were going to celebrate her friend Dallas Holly's 21st birthday. Lisa's family thought this was a little odd, as Lisa was going to be moving into her own place the next morning, and were concerned with how late Lisa would stay out. This would be the last time Lisa's family would ever see her. Lisa and her friends arrived at the club around midnight. When the club closed at 2:30 a.m., most of Lisa's friends had left, except for two. One of Lisa's friends who had stayed was having a conversation with a man named Christopher Adair. However, none of the friends knew him. Christopher had offered them a ride in his red Jaguar to a house party in southern Nanaimo, and the friends all decided to take him up on his offer of a ride. It is believed that Lisa and her friends stayed at the party for about an hour before leaving to go to another party, but this could not be confirmed. While at the second party in the Westwood Lake area of Nanaimo, Lisa became hungry, so Christopher, who had drove Lisa and her friends to the party, had offered her a ride to a local shop, to which she accepted. Lisa was last seen on June 30th, 2002, between 3 and 4 a.m., leaving the party with Christopher in his red Jaguar. Shortly after Lisa left the party, Dallas received a call from Lisa stating that Christopher had not taken her to where he said he would, and they were sitting in a driveway at another house. She also said that he would not let her leave. Lisa then sent a text to Dallas at 4:30 a.m. saying that she had not been taken to the shop and that they were sitting in a car at another party on Bowen Road. Lisa texted Dallas stating, "Come get me. They won't let me leave." This was the last time she was heard from. It is unknown if Lisa was locked in the car and unable to get out, or if she was waiting in the car. It was also reported that Lisa had made a phone call to another friend telling her the same thing. This, however, has not been confirmed by the police. The last location Lisa's phone pinged was at the Departure Bay area in Nanaimo. When Lisa's parents did not hear from her on June 30th, 2002, they thought she was just busy. After calling all the numbers in Lisa's book with no luck, they contacted the RCMP. Many of Lisa's friends had already begun to look for her. At first, Lisa's parents were told they had to wait 48 hours, but later that night, the RCMP came to the house to interview her parents and get a photo of Lisa. The officer that came to the house told them he would be off shift the next few days, but would contact them on the following Friday. After a few days, Lisa's parents were told her case was being investigated by the Serious Crimes Unit. Lisa's parents had started their own volunteer searches from tips they had received from the public. They also reached out to local media while waiting for the police to start the official search for her. It wasn't until September of 2002 that they conducted the first land search for Lisa. It is unknown what happened to Lisa's cell phone or of any attempts to trace its whereabouts, as there is little public information available about Lisa's disappearance. Approximately 1 to 2 months after Lisa's disappearance, the police identified the red Jaguar Lisa was last seen in and the man that was driving the car that night. Christopher had previously been convicted of assault, theft and fraud in Kamloops, British Columbia, as well as unauthorized use of credit cards in Edmonton, Alberta. After the disappearance of Lisa, the man was charged with assaulting a police officer and breach of conditions. The red Jaguar that he had been driving that night belonged to his grandmother, Geraldine, Jerry, and was a very prominent member in the business community of Qualicum Beach, BC. Before the police had seized the car, the man and his family had the car cleaned. Results of any testing done on the car have not been made public, and the car was returned to the family. Geraldine threatened to take legal action if her grandson was continued to be implicated in Lisa's disappearance. Geraldine sold the car during the investigation and passed away in 2011. It was never confirmed, but according to Lisa's mother, she was given the chance to speak with Christopher while in police custody. Christopher was the last known person to have been with her daughter. Lisa's mother said she had been asked to bring pictures of Lisa to show Christopher, and it was hoped that this would guilt him into telling them where Lisa was. When Lisa's mother asked him where Lisa was, he responded by stating, "I can't. I'm sorry. I don't mean to disrespect your family." Lisa's family does not know the whereabouts of where he claims he dropped Lisa off at, as investigators are unable to release that information. He claims he had dropped Lisa off when she stated she wanted to take a cab home. However, there are no records of Lisa ever calling one. In 2009, the family asked Crime Stoppers to make a reenactment of the night Lisa disappeared to help with new leads, and the video was released that year. On February 25, 2011, the police made a plea to the public for any information on Lisa's whereabouts. In 2019, Little Red Dress Project, which sells pins and red dress earrings to raise money for billboards for murdered and missing Indigenous women, featured Lisa's case on a billboard that was put up along the Island Highway through Nanoose Bay. December of 2020, the police conducted 2 searches related to Lisa's case. The police searched a property at Lakes Road in Nanaimo, BC, which backed on to a 280-acre sanctuary called Moral Sanctuary, which was also partially searched. Neighbors had stated that they had seen what they thought looked like a body in a hammock around the time Lisa went missing. Soon after, they had contacted the police when they saw equipment moving soil on the property. Since Lisa's disappearance, her family has spread missing posters all over Vancouver Island and spoke with media all across BC and consulted psychics. Investigators are looking at Lisa's case as a homicide, as they believe there is foul play in Lisa's disappearance. There was no reason for Lisa to have disappeared willingly. Since Lisa's disappearance, the police say they have received hundreds of tips on Lisa's whereabouts that night, as well as the car she was in and the male driver, and have followed up on the tips. Police say that new witnesses have come forward that have credible information regarding Lisa's case, which have led to more ground searches where they have used trained dogs and ground-penetrating radar. The witnesses gave police undisclosed sites around Nanaimo. There are about 15,000 documents that have been collected over the years in regards to Lisa's case and hundreds of interviews. Increased attention has been brought to Lisa's case as part of Canada's national inquiry into missing and murdered Indigenous women and girls. In June of 2017, Lisa's mother passed away from liver failure. And in March of 2018, Lisa's friend Dallas Holly was killed when he was struck by a vehicle while walking down the highway. Both died without ever knowing what happened to Lisa. Over the years since Lisa's disappearance, friends and family have held an annual march to honor her, as well as candlelight vigils. June 28th was declared Justice for Lisa Marie Young Day, and June 30th is Lights On for Lisa Day, where the residents leave their porch lights on in memory of Lisa. Most recently, an anonymous donor has come forward offering $50,000 for information that will solve Lisa's case and lead to Lisa's body being found. At the time of Lisa's disappearance, she was 21 years old and approximately 115 pounds, 5 foot 4 inches, with brown eyes and long brown hair. Lisa has a tattoo on her upper right arm of a band of flowers with a heart in the middle. Lisa was last seen wearing a black skirt and a black top with a silver hooped necklace and black high boots. Lisa has still not been found to this day. If you have any information about Lisa's case, please contact the Nanaimo RCMP detachment at 250-754-2345 and help bring Lisa home. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos.